Doing the right thing, even when no one is looking, that's a simplified, stripped down definition of integrity. Don't be quick to dismiss this extremely important practice or quality because every day, all the time, we are presented with challenges or choices of the integral kind. So what? Well, the quality of our lives, including our finances, improve or devolve based on our choice to live in integrity or not. Let's talk about it. Greetings. My name is Dawn from Project Liberate, where I'm concerned with all things that have to do with liberation. Financial liberation is what I'm addressing in this series of videos. This is video number 18. Please look at my previous videos and build your financial fitness if you too want financial liberation. In this video, I want to delve into the all too important practice or quality, integrity. What it looks like in all aspects of our lives, how living in or out of integrity impacts our quality of life, and a few ideas on how we can be more vigilant about being in integrity, be mindful of the never-ending opportunities to choose integrity so that we can reap all the goodness of living in integrity. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share if you found the content in this video valuable. Integrity is the cure for all psychological suffering, period, states Martha Beck, author of The Way of Integrity, Finding Your True Self. The word comes from the Latin integer, which means intact. To be in integrity is to be one thing, whole and undivided. How are the simplified definition I provided before and whole and undivided the same? When you are aligned or living as your highest whole self, you do the right things. This is not about judgment. It's about the choices that we make all the time. Usually, only we know what they are, and we know what we choose. I used to say this, if you want to live right, do right. I don't remember where I heard it, but it is simplistic and poignant. If you want a good life, make wise choices, do the right thing, go forth with integrity. As a teacher, I use my experiences in life to teach certain lessons to my students. The experiences I share often humanize me for my students' benefit, meaning I don't just tell stories of my victories and my successes. I'm honest and I humble myself before them to make the lessons more accessible. Here's an opportunity for you to learn from my missteps and challenges. And this is what I shared with my students. Some years back, when I saw my middle school students were wrestling with or needing to wrestle with integrity, doing the right thing even when no one's looking, I told them a story of how I was not in or out of integrity and the effect it had at the time. So here's the story. I had just moved back to the Bay Area in 2008, and kindly my friend rented me a place in her triplex. So I want you to imagine the triplex on one side and a narrow driveway and a house on the other side. I was working hard teaching, easily working 10.5 hours a day. And every day I would arrive home exhausted. And every day when I pulled into the driveway, there would be kid stuff in the way. There would be toys, balls, etc. There was even one of those heavy weighted basketball hoops, you know, the ones that are very heavy. I'd have to drag my tired arse out of the car and move whatever was in the way every single day. So one day I pulled up and I saw this little red toy in the driveway and I was like, F it, not today, right? So I ran over the toy. I got out of my car, fairly satisfied. I saw the remains and I kicked them to the side next to the house of the little boy whose toys were always in the driveway. A bit later, I heard some fussing across the driveway between the adolescent cousins of the boy who lived in the unit in front of me and their auntie, the mother of the little boy, and the little boy who lived in the house. So the cousins were accusing the little boy of breaking their thing. My ears perked up as I heard what they were fussing about, but I thought, it's just a little toy, it's no big deal. But the fussing continued. So I started listening more intently, As it turns out, it wasn't just a little toy that I ran over. It was something I didn't realize even existed at the time. It was a plastic animal cell phone dock and a speaker, something for young people. So Tony, the little boy, was taking serious heat for a not so little thing that I did. So now I'm seeing the result of my actions, and I'm wondering whether I should go out there and take responsibility for my actions. Before I could decide, a knock came at the door. When I opened the door, it was the two girl cousins. They asked me if my dog could have eaten their thing. I said, he didn't eat toys. So the fussing continued. Feeling bad, but not having come forward already, I decided to take action while not owning up for what I had done. I opened the door and I said, maybe I ran over it when I drove in. They said, nope, it was kicked to the side. So I shut my door and freaked out. I looked up how much it cost to replace the thing. It was $40. I started thinking of how I could anonymously drop it at the front door, ring the doorbell, and run. There was no way I could come forward now. They would think I was a total loser, some kind of weirdo. Am I? What a shitstorm I created, all because I was not in integrity. I thought I was running over an action figure, and this time I just said F it. But was running over the toy in integrity? Probably not. The real struggle was not owning up. I had two distinct times when I could have owned up, but instead, I did not. I was not whole or undivided. I think of undivided meaning living in the truth of who I am, inseparable from consciousness or God. Was lying and not owning up the right thing for me to do? No, it's not about anybody judging anybody. I have to live with my choices. I learned a lot from this situation and I felt terrible about it, really, I did. I told a friend of mine who I used to have dinner with weekly, and she said, well, they shouldn't have left it in the driveway. Yeah, that's the lesson they need to learn. But that doesn't excuse me for not owning up to what I did. What they did is not my problem, right? What I chose was my problem. And I chose to not be in integrity. Every day, all day, we choose to do the right things or not. And then we live with the consequences, good or bad, of those choices. You know when the things you do leave you feeling good or guilty. Start to pay attention to the nuances. All these little choices. What are you choosing? This came up for me when an associate shared a possible opportunity where I could make some serious money part-time. We spent a lot of time talking through the details. In the end, what I chose was integrity, as I see it. There was something about the business that I sensed was not in integrity. I'm familiar with the structure of the business, and the wrap or the spiel omits important information. Omission of the truth, in this case, is a lie. The biggest test of integrity was actually about where I put my energy at this time in my life. I always say that I'm concerned with all things that have to do with liberation. And at this point in my journey, financial liberation will support me in truly doing the things I want to do. However, how I spend my precious time in this precious life has to tick certain boxes for me. What I do has to be creative, intellectually stimulating, align with the truth of who I am, allow me the space and time to pursue other interests, entrepreneurial, in service of others. To be in integrity, I cannot allow myself to be swayed by the shiny carrot of money for the sake of money alone. I believe I can have it all. I can have true liberation. That includes financial liberation while living in integrity. I won't choose money over integrity, ever. I don't have to. I couldn't be happy and at peace not being whole in my thoughts and actions. Everything begins with awareness. When you're presented with choices where integrity is a factor, consider your choices carefully. When you are whole in your thoughts and actions, when you do the right thing, no matter what, You can live from a place of peace, and you can reap the rewards of being in alignment with your highest, greatest self. Vigilance, not letting up, is a valuable quality to cultivate and exercise when it comes to integrity. Live life fully conscious of what you're thinking and doing. Remember, if you want to live right, do right. I choose integrity. Project Liberate. Remember, you are the light of the world. That's why you're here. That's your only function. I am the light of the world. That's why I'm here. That's my only function. May you be well. May you be happy. This has been a 721 Yellow Banana production. You hear?